How dangerous is a steady diet of Fox News? Well, if you ask an attorney for one of the Capitol rioters, a nonstop diet of Fox News, even just for 6 months, can be absolutely detrimental to your health, your mental health, that is. A Capitol rioter by the name of Landon Copeland had a court hearing this week for his involvement in the Capitol riot. He is on video and photograph injuring police officers. That is what he is being charged with, in addition to the disorderly conduct, obviously. And he, Copeland, erupted in profane tirades during this whole hearing. I talked about it at length over at Ring of Fire if you care to, go check that out to get the little bit of the backstory. But something his attorney said needs to be fleshed out just a little bit more. Because during the defense of Mr. Copeland's behavior that day at the Capitol, not during the hearing because that was indefensible, but at the Capitol, here's what he said. He became hooked with what I call foxitis or foxmania and became interested in the political aspect and started believing what was being fed to him. So according to this lawyer for this Capitol rioter, prior to his decision to just gorge himself on Fox News, he was a normal guy. A normal guy, a veteran, as Copeland claims. He says he got shot in Iraq. A normal guy who would never have conceived of doing something like storming the Capitol building. But one day, one fateful day, and they said it was about 6 months, so 6 months before the riot, the guy sat down and said, you know what, I'm going to tune to Fox News. Remotes don't actually make that noise anymore. And it started warping his mind, started changing his psyche, altered who he was as a human being, is what that lawyer's statement means. And here's the kicker, folks. We've seen this happen in the past. There's a documentary. Unfortunately, the name escapes me at the moment, but I actually interviewed her over at Ring of Fire many years ago about her father, basically losing her father to Fox News. There's reports, there are studies that have been done on people who consume Fox News as their primary source, that they are the least informed individuals of all the news consumers here in the United States. Fox News viewers consistently rank at the bottom. It's feeding them lies, it's feeding them misinformation, and in too many different instances now, we have seen people make the argument that it literally changes who they are as an individual. It radicalizes them, to put it another way. It radicalizes these people. And the sickest, most twisted part of all this, there's nothing we can do. Fox News is what it is, and if Fox News wasn't, if Fox News did try to change and become an actual news agency, well, you still got Newsmax out there. You've got One America out there. You've got people like Charlie Kirk and Candace Owens and Tommy Lahren and Glenn Beck and all these other idiots out there feeding these conservatives the same kinds of mind-altering lies. And they have every right to do it. We cannot stop them from doing this. All we can do is continue to try to debunk it. Point out their flaws, point out their errors, point out their grifting, and hopefully wake some people up in the process. That is our job. And as long as those right-wing grifters and right-wing liars exist, we're going to keep doing that job.